On Fridays, we always sit down and get some great advice and tips about retirement from Garrison III from Preservation Financial. Today, Davis shares some wisdom from one of his mentors that retirees 65 and over should pay close attention to. Davis, thank you for being here today.
Thanks for having me.
And your mentor's name is Van Mueller. He's from Milwaukee. He's taught you a lot over the years, hasn't he?
Well, he's an incredible resource. He's a dear friend, and just as you say, a mentor. And in the July 16th edition of Retirement Advisor, which I received, he wrote an article, and he stressed that tax planning for couples age 65 and over is essential. And what with TurboTax and high usage now, there are things that retirees over 65 couples need to know. And if you go to the IRS website, there are 105 pages of instructions for the 1040. So a couple over age 65 filing a joint return and not itemizing has a standard deduction of $15,500. They have an individual deduction of $4,050. So that amounts to $23,600. All right, they can make $23,600 and not pay a dime of tax.
Right.
All right. What helps is considering that they were making $23,600 and they were taking a $10,000 required minimum distribution from their IRA.
Okay.
All right. They can take an additional, and most retirees take the absolute minimum,
right,
because it's taxable. But if they do it correctly and say over a 20-year span, they could actually save $260,000.
Wow. That's real money.
That's real serious money. Because they could take another $13,000 a year out of their IRA, because if they're in the 10 or 15% tax bracket, any capital gains are taxed at zero for a couple age 65 or over.
Okay.
So effectively, they can make up to $99,000 a year combined and still be in the 15% tax bracket.
And how many people do you see that really are not in tune with all of this information that you just gave us?
About 99%.
About 99. I would say that's right.
Yeah.
And so they need to come see someone like you to help them find out all this information. I mean, they could read this article, but it'd be great if they could come and sit down with you.
Yeah, most definitely. And but tax planning, because the tax code is progressive, it allows for this to happen. And what we basically do is ask them if they have a friend or a relative or someone at the IRS that they love, do they want to leave them all this money in taxes?
Right.
Or utilize the zero capital gains treatment of their RMDs.
I think we're going to go with that zero.
Yeah.
But it's so important that, you know, you talk about 105 pages just on the 1040. And that can be very confusing for folks.
Of course it is.
So it's important that they get the help that they need to make their way through that quagmire of all that information.
Maximize what you can reduce your taxes by. And there are several, they're not tricks, but they are codes in the tax code that people aren't aware of.
All right. Garrison III, always my friend, great information, especially for folks that are preparing for retirement or in retirement already. This gentleman can help you with all of your retirement needs. You need to go by and check him out. Preservation Financial, right there on Sunset Drive in Johnson City, Suite 113 at 208 Sunset Drive. Check out their website or give him a call today to get you on the road to financial freedom during retirement.
The preceding portion of Daytime was sponsored by